to another One Piece manga review. This is chapter 1165, Echo. Just really quickly, we did record one for 1164. The video got corrupted, the file got corrupted, but don't worry, we are back on like we said. You'll be keep getting videos weekly. Sorry about last week. Not much to discuss from last week because everything is pretty much in this chapter. So this chapter will do a better job, and we can dive in further on some conversations we've had because one, for example, is Garp in the Marines, and we know his answer now, which is very interesting, so we can dive deeper. But joining us, as always, the panel, we got Versen and Jazz. Since the video got corrupted, they didn't see who I started with first, so this week, V-Man, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what up? I just got back from Puerto Rico, feeling pretty good about stuff.
Nice.
And this
How
is
was
a
that?
bomb chapter. Oh, yeah, it was great. I was right on the beach, beautiful, unionized
The
hotel, by
food?
the way. Oh, the food, awesome, excellent. I was there for Dia de los Muertos as well, so I got to do a little bit of Day of the Dead stuff at a
Best thing you
museum.
ate?
Best thing I ate. So there's this like really, really good airline chicken that they had the last night,
Okay.
which the chicken itself was all right, but everything else around it, beautiful chicken. We had like some
It's
sauteed like
called
rainbow
airline
carrots.
chicken, you said?
Yeah, it's a very specific
Weird.
like type of
Okay.
cut. Um, beautiful like rainbow carrots that were done in
Nice.
like a orange demi-glace glaze kind of thing. It was
Okay.
really good. Ultimately, like yeah, just a very healthy, fulfilling dinner that also tasted great. So.
Hell yeah. Glad to hear that you had a great time, my friend, and glad that you made it back safe, no problems. Joining us as always, we got our brother Jazz. Jazz, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm trying to get used to going to work 5 days a week. I'm spoiled
Mm.
because I'm so used to working four and like a half day.
Yep.
But I mean, I think I've been good. I've been trying to get back into my hobbies. Taking a break from music for a while. Got to get myself back
You
together. I
did
gotta
just put
start.
out a
I gotta.
fire album with Jose Xavier. Y'all
But
make sure y'all check that out. Fade 002.
yes, sir. But I think I'm gonna go back to the basics, like relearn my instruments, maybe kind of
Hell
go a
yeah.
different route and see just what happens.
Hell yeah, brother. Love to hear that. Love to hear that y'all are both doing well. All right. And with that, for new listeners, if you're new to our program, welcome. Thank you for listening. We do things a little differently than other reviews. So basically, we do a brief summary just so you know what happened in the chapter if you didn't read. And if you didn't read, why not go read it? It's better than us talking, but we thank you for watching regardless. So we do a brief summary of the chapter and then we deep dive portions of the chapter that we think are important. We do theories, conversations, the whole nine. So it's a little longer than some of your other VTubers, One Piece reviews, but we're giving you more bang for your buck. If you're gonna watch us, we want to make sure every time you watch us, you get fulfilled. So with that, let's jump into it. The chapter starts off with a beautiful illustration of Law and Beppo laying in the clouds and laying on Zeus. Oda, you love to draw Law and Beppo. Bring them back into the story. We'll talk about that as well this chapter. We jump right back into the flashback where we see Rox and Garp and Roger fighting. The tears are coming out of Rox's face. It's confirmed this chapter that Garp has the voice of all things. Ask him if he can hear the tears and hear the complaints. Roger's like, yeah. They end up fighting. They clash as Roger and Rox clash. Garp punches Rox in the face. And a lot of comments, people were like, oh, are they just going to do a clash? Will we see a legitimate fight with Oda? Oda doesn't draw fights. Well, we got a legitimate fight this chapter, you bums saying that about Oda. The fight continues. We see other Rox pirates. Shiki says the Rox pirates are done and everyone's trying to break away. Roger and Garp's crews, respectively, are getting on their ships and they tell them, hey, we'll make sure to be back. Y'all go to sea. We'll meet you there. Rock stares him down. Roger and Garp are like, we got to do a temporary truce. The Conqueror's hockey of Rocks is too strong. So, you know what? We got to pour all of ours out and attack him at once. We then see Rayleigh and Gabon like, y'all get back to the ship. Rayleigh's with Shaki and Gabon is with Gloriosa. We then get a look at Big Mom and Kaido. They discuss the deal that Kaido owes Big Mom. Kaido's like, suck a dick, Big Mom. Big Mom's like, nah, I'm going to come back and collect. We see Whitebeard as he's leaving meet a man by the name of Graham Polo, and Graham Polo looks mighty like Marco, and he's like, "Hey, I want to follow you. You need a ship. Let's join together." We then see Stussy like, "Where's Newgate?" And before we get to the final portions of the fight, we see the amazing panel of Dragon pointing his gun at his military commander and is like, "Yo, save all these people. How can you condone this? This is horrible." And they're like, "Dragon, stop." He's like, "No, I'm not stopping. Save all these people. I don't give a fuck what happens to me. Bring it on." And the Roger pirates are like, "Rayleigh and Gabon, where are you going?" They're like, "Don't follow us to sea. Go out to don't follow us. Sail out the boat to sea and wait for us there." So I'm very interested to see what Rayleigh and Gabon do in the next chapter, if we get any more. We then see Emu say, "Yeah, that island, it never existed. Is that clear?" And with that, we finish up the chapter with the fight with Rocks and Roger. We'll talk about some of the attacks and some of the things inside of the fight, but the chapter basically ends with the fight. Where do y'all want to begin, fellas? Y'all want to start with Law? Because I think it's very interesting that we get Law. I know it's Oda's art, but I'm ready for him to come back into the story. Where do y'all think Law will come back in, if anywhere?
Also, I want to point out that the reader request asked for Beppo specifically. They said
Law.
nothing about Law, by the way.
Mhm,
And I just think that's
mhm.
so funny. He was like, you know what?
We're gonna draw them both.
Yeah, we're
Sachi
gonna
and
draw 'em
Penguin,
both.
they're toast, but Beppo and Law, they're alive. Do you think they end up at Wano because they're very close to there, somewhere where they can get a ship, somewhere where they feel safe? I could see Beppo swimming them to Wano.
You
And that
know,
could be how he gets Pluton, and maybe that's Law's position to come back in. He's
fuck
the
no,
one.
he's not getting fucking Pluton.
Maybe he's the one who drives Pluton with the rest of the with Momonosuke and the rest of the samurai.
But you
Then we
know,
would have to be having different conversations about Law
I
at that point.
yeah, about how he's a war criminal. But that being
Why?
said,
He would be with Luffy. He would be with the
listen,
boys.
listen, we all know that canonically Law is a German boy. I
Oh
don't
my
really want him
gosh,
teaming
bro.
up with Wano anytime soon.
Oh
Get
my gosh,
Italian in the
brother.
mix. Makes
No,
a
look
lot of
at
things
you. Look
going
at you. No,
wrong.
look, we're
You
not doing.
offered him a nuke. You offered
Look,
him an ancient weapon.
I'm just saying,
No.
Luffy's gang is gonna have to fight Emu, and if they have Uranus, we got Poseidon and Pluton, baby.
Now,
Let's
now,
spark up
Lynn,
and bang, bang, bang.
I was talking to my boss the other day, and I think we might manage to work something out. He will have to start on the bottom as a junior employee, but I think we can get him employed with Buggy's delivery service
Fuck
if
no.
he, is, you
Fuck
know,
no.
as
God
a
no.
former, you know,
God no.
he does get weekends off because he is a former Shichibukai, so you know there
My
is that.
goat would never. My goat would never, bro. Fuck no. My
Bro,
goat
I'm telling you
is
that
my
law in
goat is
Crossfield
on the
chapter gonna
Luffy.
make Link crash out.
Bro, I will. I'm telling you. If that happens, I will scream because Law is part of.
Would you rather him be dead
He's
at
an
the bottom of the
ally.
ocean?
No, bro, he's a Luffy ally. He is Luffy and Law have this Whitebeard Roger relationship, and I love it. I love it.
Look, it's either he joins Cross Guild or he's on Cavendish's ship. Which
Bro,
one would you prefer?
okay, wait. Why he gotta be on Cavendish's ship, my dog? Why he can't have his own ship, just a
We
part of the
just
Grand
throw- we
Fleet?
just look, we just throwing things out there. He could be
mean,
anywhere in the world, right?
I'm gonna be
Okay,
honest
so
with you,
that's
Jazz.
my two choices. I'm taking
I'm-
Cavendish's ship because he gonna
I'm
whoop
asking.
Cavendish's ass.
Nah, man. I asked Big Bro Barto, and he just said, you know, he's kind of like a half member, so we might have to start
Hell
him
no!
off
Look
on a
at y'all.
temp
Y'all
basis.
clowning.
He's
Y'all
like a
clowning.
seasonal
All right,
hire.
don't worry.
They gonna have to initiate him into the
Don't
fleet.
y'all worry.
You're gonna have to kiss this picture of
Y'all
Big Bro
know
Luffy.
when that day happens, when Buggy has some fuck shit, I'm getting on y'all ass.
But you know, the thing
Don't
about it
worry.
is though,
But you
unironically,
love Law versus why? Why
I
the
don't know where
slander?
Law can go. I really don't.
Why
Buggy's
the
the only one I
slander?
know doing any work. Maybe he can join the Revs. I don't fucking know, but
Ooh,
I
I would
really
love
don't
for him to
know.
like if he joined the Revs and flew Pluton for the Revs. That'd be fire, bro.
Like, I don't know. The only thing that Law has going on right now is that he promised that he figured out
He's
what
gonna figure out the
the
D. I feel like
Yes.
he's gonna be the one to find out. That's why I think he has to go back with Robin and Luffy and them, bro.
Yeah, but Luffy don't give a single fuck.
I know he don't care. That's what Robin. That's why Robin and the D, and that's why Robin and Law are gonna figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
but
know.
I digress. Where y'all want to go in the chapter?
I don't.
'Cause y'all got
For
me
the
hot
record,
with Law.
for the record, I don't think he's coming back till at least after Elbath because
Oh yeah, for sure.
first we got to
agree.
figure out what the fuck's up with Kid if he even exists anymore.
Ah, fuck that bum. He's nah. That's somebody. He could go. Honestly, I could see him joining Cross Guild or joining Blackbeard's crew. I could totally see that.
By the
I
way,
feel
did
like
you see
it
that?
would be worse if he was on Blackbeard's crew because
That's why I say
I'm
we get
there's
Law.
like
That's
there's like
exactly why I'm
five.
saying we're
I'm
getting
sorry.
Law.
There's like at least two or three people on Blackbeard's crew that can whoop the shit out of Kid.
Bro,
Yeah.
and that's
It
my
wouldn't be
point, Jazz.
particularly
That's why
hard.
I'm thinking you put Kid on Blackbeard's crew, we get Law, and it's even, even things out. Even though I still think Aokiji on Blackbeard's crew is fucked.
Yeah.
I like
I feel like
the,
that's over. I feel like that's low
yeah.
key overkill. Just a
Like, who on
tad
the Straw
bit.
Hats will fight Aokiji? Like, honestly, I think Zoro and Sanji could, but like, Aokiji's kind of, I feel like he's a little stronger than them. No
I
disrespect to our
mean,
guys.
do we think that Aokiji's stronger than Kizaru? Like
Mm.
by like a lot or a little
I think
or
it's a
not a lot?
little. I would say a little.
I would say they're relative, but it's like the Zoro and Sanji thing. Like if we have Kizaru and
See,
Aokiji, I would say Aokiji's a little bit stronger than
See,
than
that's
Kizaru.
interesting because I think what you just said, but with Aokiji and Akainu, and I think Kizaru is
Mm.
like Jinbei, like think
I
like
think
that.
the gap. I think the gap between Aokiji and Akainu is just a little bit larger, but I'm just saying that based off of narrative. I
Mhm.
don't really know.
See, I think it's like
Based
Zoro
on,
and Sanji. Like I think it's like close.
So
yeah.
it feels like we're all in agreement, by the way, that the OG three admirals are far and away stronger than like Fujitora and Green Bull.
Definitely Green
Oh
Ball. I would
yeah,
say
yeah.
Fujitora like
I say
closer.
That's
Fujitora is
all
close.
right.
He's
I say
closer.
Fujitora is close, but
He's. I'd say
we need
Fujitora is
a
close
we.
to Kizaru, but not
I
like.
feel like we need a
I'd say it's
better
like this.
showing. We need a better showing
Oh.
of Green Bull. Because
Yeah, but
I'll
not
be
Green
honest,
Bull. Fuck no.
even though I don't like Green Bull, I feel like we didn't even really get to see what he could do because he literally got punked by
But
Shanks.
but see, that's what I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
don't
he
think
got
any of
hit
the
with a
other
fucking
Am
Hyundai Elantra
I don't
from
think
One Piece Film One.
Kizaru, I don't think Akainu, I don't think Aokiji, and I don't think Fujitora. I don't think any of those four would have left because of Shanks shooting Conqueror's hockey from the fucking ocean
But
miles
but
away.
also at the same time, Green Bull is a little bit of an idiot, and he was trying to
Mhm.
one
Disrespected
v
orders.
he was trying to one v a country.
He was.
Mhm.
So
I can't
like
believe this man Jazz is defending Green Bull right
I
But
know y'all got me defending Green Bull,
I
bro.
think he would have had a
See,
good
this is a
shot though
different
if the
type.
One Piece crew
This is a different
and
type of
Shanks
chapter
wasn't
today.
here. Well,
but yeah. So what do y'all? But
Yeah, like if it was just
great
the crew
points.
itself, I feel like Green Bull might have had it. Might
Okay.
have.
let me link this to the chapter because I have a question.
Right,
If
go ahead.
any of the admirals are there, does shit shake out differently? Because
And
why the
where?
fuck at Cod Valley? Because why the fuck was there not a single admiral there by the time it was
Fuck
it
no,
over?
bro. I don't think. Look, I'm gonna keep it a stack. That they just got they. If another admiral, give me one. It doesn't matter. Kizaru's there. He's fucked because who's he gonna fight? He's gonna have to fight Whitebeard, and like you don't want to do that. Whitebeard just destroyed a mountain and walked away, no problems.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. I'm sorry.
well,
If a
you're
70
right.
year
He
old
did
white
walk
beard
away.
with if a 70-year-old white beard with cancer was putting paws on a Kainu
Imagine about a
at
prime.
55, I'm sorry. An admiral is and the only reason I can imagine they don't send admirals to these hunting games is because from what we understand is that like admirals are like basically like the pinnacle of marine power.
Yeah,
So
they're
like
only
if you send
sending
them to a
loyal
hunting
ones.
game, if you send them to a hunting game and then they start questioning things, they're a little
It's
too
fucked.
strong for you to be
Hmm.
like you got to send cadets like how they did like
Exactly. You
so
can't
but
send you
nobody
can't send one
knew
with a brain of their own. Like Garp,
right.
and it's very
Nobody
interesting
knew
that
Garp was like
in
Garp
fact
wasn't stationed to go there
they
at
didn't
first. So
exactly.
they didn't expect
They
that.
they only sent Garp there for Roger. They didn't think that Emu and all these other people would be there. Like they
Mhm.
didn't expect none of that. If you have an admiral there, that's like a Kainu. How? Like I know he believes in ultimate justice, but the moment he saw Saturn, he's questioning things and it's fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like
Also, low
super fucked.
key, I honestly think if Akainu saw an ability to get Emu out of there,
Oh, he'd
and
probably do it.
yeah, because he's like, oh, I'm Fit
Yeah.
Admiral.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I can get these fucking losers, the fucking Celestial Dragons out of here or
Out of here,
whatever,
yeah, we'll have
then like
we'll
I'm
proper
I'm the
justice and
guy.
peace. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do what I
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
No, 100%. All right, let's jump in, man. So first off, how do y'all feel about the fight? Like, I thought Oda did a great job. A lot of people on Twitter were complaining, like, can Oda do a fight still? He's just been doing clashes. And I thought with the narrative, the story, and the actual choreography, I thought this landed very well. And God Valley's up there for one of the best flashbacks of all time. Like, and it's not done. That's the
V
thing.
We
V I'm
still
gonna
have to
let you
handle
go
Harold.
first. Yeah, yeah. I keep forgetting that this is Loki, Harold,
Yeah.
flashback. But I think it comes to when you have something that's been running this long for as like as long as it has, you start to kind of lose people in a sense, even if they do love it. So it's like a how do I say it? If Oda just wrote a Clash, they wouldn't have been
They would have been
satisfied.
bitching, bro.
Like I'm talking about like the whole entire thing of God Valley. If Oda wrote out every individual fight,
Oh, it'd have been
like
too long. They'd have complained.
and we can get into this later too, because I
I
have
think
just a
Wano might have
critique.
broke him on that.
Wano
Yeah,
definitely is the reason
because
why he didn't
Wano
stop
was
that shit,
way
bro.
because like
It's too
Wano
long.
was long. Even
Hmm.
because like people bring up that Raizo and Fukurokuju had a fight, but I don't
Mm.
think you would want that in a flashback.
No,
Like
not at all.
who the fuck would care? Who the fuck would care about a
About
whole
Gil
fight
Bastar
between
fighting. Yeah, like exactly
like
like some
or
random.
Shiki
Yeah.
between like Gonzui? Who the fuck
Hmm.
cares?
Or
Like
or Silver's Axe versus some random Roger pirate. And I know people would be
like
like, "Oh, we get to finally see." No, nigga, you don't care about that
and
random Roger pirate. That nigga's
No,
dead now. Like, shut
and I
up.
guess the
like
and I
he's
guess
the
the point I'm
chef.
making,
He's chilling.
yeah, and I
Exactly.
guess the point I'm making is that like I think Oda is like obviously I'm not trying to make excuses for Oda, but I think Oda is at this point to where he just wants to tell his story. And
Hmm.
then we even
Mhm.
see like with stuff recently, like with Rob Lucci versus Zoro, where that was only a couple panels, but like they fleshed it out. I feel like he's leaving these parts
Mhm.
open to where it's like, okay, he can still write the story, but he can still like do like talk to the animation staff and do more there. And I feel like if he just wrote Clash, like, he just wrote Clash after Clash for God Valley, that's cool. We're in a flashback. People have to understand that we're on a timer.
Yeah,
The
we got to get
children
back.
in Elbaf are in trouble.
3
We're
Hmm.
trying
minutes,
to
by the
figure out what
way.
happened to
A
help. Yeah,
hard
like,
timer.
We
and
got to
it's
get
just kind
back.
of like, you're gonna lose people on what's happening in the main plot if you stay in God Valley for
And
too long.
and most of
Like, you know what I'm saying?
2025 has been this flashback. Like,
Yeah,
And
honestly.
that's
and
just without full fights too.
Hmm.
yeah, the same people who chirp up and say like One Piece is too long, One Piece is too this, One Piece is
They're
too
the
that,
same people
are the
complaining.
same people
Yeah.
baying for blood now and they want more fights or whatever. Which I guess I kind of understand. I'm
And
not saying that I don't
honestly,
like fights,
bro,
but I don't necessarily read One Piece for the fights anymore. I just want to see the end, and I love the journey we're going through. And most of the characters that we're seeing now are so strong. I don't need them to being like, and then I hit him again and
and
it
see,
did no
and the thing
damage. But
is,
then I hit him a third time and that one did damage.
it's
It's
the
it's
people
whatever.
Right.
complaining. The people complaining are the power scalers. Let's call a spade a spade. You're complaining because you want a power scale and it fucks up your agenda.
Mhm.
True One Piece fans, people who love this, are not upset. This was peak, bro. This was peak. This was everything we have wanted for so long. And God Valley has answered so many questions, yet still giving us more. And
Mhm.
like, there's so much. And like, if Oda would have drawn out every little thing, we wouldn't have got some lore. And the
My
lore to me is more important than the fight choreography.
Now, you
Sorry.
see, my only critique of this, and it might not be valid, but I'm gonna let it fly anyway. I think that obviously Shaki was set up to be a damsel in
Mhm.
distress.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable, that's how it was set up. But I think that it's kind of wild that we
Mhm.
don't get anything from Gloriosa or Shaki, the two empresses of a warrior country. Now, this is not me saying I wanted a full fight with them, but everybody else on this island is doing stuff and like they're
I
kind
thought
of like
Gloriosa was here
There
to
was.
save her little sister.
I'll say this
And
to
they
defend
didn't even
and
Oda.
like
interact.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like she don't need to fight, but it's like there was no like intent. Like Gloriosa shows up in this chapter, but she's like literally following Gabon, being like, "Let me ride on your ship," and it's like maybe I don't like it, but that's me personally. Like that's just a critique of mine
And
Mhm.
because
it's a fair critique. I like that's
I
100% fair.
because it's like you see Boa and it's like I'm sorry if Boa was on
Mhm.
God Valley, Boa banging out with them niggas. Boa
Boa
banging out with
flipped the
somebody.
whole script on what
I
you can expect
I'll
from the
just
Sea of
say this in
Pirates. They
defense of
fear them
Oda.
now.
We just talked about how he couldn't get some of the fights. I just think it was a we got to get to Roger and Garp type situation. It's like we got to get out like
Yeah, and that's
and
fine.
because we didn't
That's
see
okay.
and,
Like
and we
I'm
didn't see
okay with that.
Silver's Axe do much anything. We didn't see Shiki do any like the only people who did
Rayleigh
shit
and Gabon didn't really do much of anything. Rayleigh
either.
got his little thing.
Rayleigh just got his moment. That's it. The only people who did stuff are Rocks, Roger, Garp, Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard. That's it.
I mean, let's keep
And
it real.
Garland didn't even do anything.
Well, hold on.
Like
Let's keep it real. Until Emu showed up, Roger wasn't even really trying to do
Facts.
anything.
Facts.
He literally said in the
Facts.
chapter, I was going to help my boy get his girl, get
Get
as
the
much
money
treasure as we could
and
carry, and
leave.
then we were going to leave.
And then
He
go.
never once said, and
Yep,
then I stayed to
facts.
help because of the slaves or whatever. Now it's like, I'm only fighting rocks because I know me and Garp are the only people who fucking can.
Yeah, facts.
Which
facts.
is why I don't understand when people put that stamp on Roger to be like, oh, I thought he was gonna save the slaves. When
No.
the fuck did he ever say that?
No, not at all.
I mean,
not at all.
Like,
I thought
you know,
he would
like,
at least have an opinion.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
I'm not. Maybe
I get it.
Maybe,
I get it.
maybe
I
Roger
think this
post-
is, yeah.
I get it.
Maybe Roger posts God Valley, but not right now.
I think my
See,
thing
by the way,
is
Jazz, that's how I feel about Gloriosa because she later saves the Hancock sisters and the Boa sisters.
Mhm.
I
would
think
imagine that's
everyone
guilt
when
for
they're
what she
I think
felt here.
everyone who's young, hungry, and free right now are just incredibly terrible fucking people. Just-
and
they're
I
just
think,
and not like
And I
oh
get
they're
that, and
pirates,
I'm
but they're
okay.
just like oh you guys are just kind of shitty, selfish people.
and that's
It's
why
not the
that's why
uncle
I'm not
who's the
upset
thing.
about either. I'm not upset like because I like it's one of those situations where we gotta get to what we gotta get to and get the fuck out because we still gotta get back to Loki and know how Harold dies. Like
Right.
it's one of those situations like
Which is
I'm
the
sure
only thing his little brother was fucking even asking about.
exactly
Oda was
facts.
asking about.
Facts.
The only thing he
So,
cared about.
I would have loved to
Haruden's
see.
just like, how do you know all this stuff? Like, how you know
Where
the
does this
stuff
come
I'm there
from?
for?
Yeah, exactly.
No, Hyrudine's literally adjusting like his glasses that he has or whatever, and he's just like, "Did you just say that they erased all this information from history, and yet you're telling
Yeah.
it to me right the
what?
fuck now?"
Like I wanted to see Shiki do stuff. I wanted to see Silver Axe do stuff because people think he has Aruge's power because he was getting hit and then he grew big. Like there's people that I would have loved to see do things. Stussy, but we just didn't have enough time. So I understand your complaint, Jazz, but you know, it is what
Like
it is. That's where we're at.
Stussy like a science genius back whenever that shit really.
Yeah,
really
like
meant
where was
something.
where was her
Pre-Vegapunk.
science work? Like where were her attacks? Like that's something I wanted to see.
Like
you know?
she joins Mads like a year after.
No,
this.
she a Elon Musk scientist.
She steals shit.
Oh yeah, she just funded.
She a thief. She a thief. She a thief. All right, let's.
But I do like the fight choreography. I like
That's what I
how
was
like
saying.
you know they're
Yeah.
mixing shit up. Like look. Understand me? We gonna talk about Garp later, but I'm not gonna lie. Garp is strong as a bitch.
Bro, the move where Roger and Rox clash, and then Garp runs up, jumps, punches him in the face. Fire,
And then flips him
Fire.
afterwards.
Fire.
That's Luffy Grandpa for real.
100% punch. But hey, when the punch happens and then Rox throws him off, it's just like, yo, that nigga is strong. So when they take the jackets off, and like he said, Rox stabs, Garp jumps over, Roger does a swing, and Garp grabs as Roger's falling, as Rox is falling after Roger did the swing. Garp grabs his foot and throws him. Nah, bro, that was badass. And then after he gets thrown, Roger comes right behind with a wake up Conqueror's coded slash. Like, y'all better stop with the Oda choreography because this shit was beautiful.
Now, I will say though, it makes a lot of sense why we have these guys and how the fight turned out because boy, what a couple of fucking idiots. They were never going to figure out how to do
How to stop
how to stop Tommy Reverse Side. They were never
no.
going to learn how to do it. They're just like, we're just going to keep going.
And the thing is, if y'all thought let's undo Dami Reversi, why didn't y'all go fight the demon? You know, like it involves the demon. But like you said, they're too dumb. We can't. They're not figuring that out right now.
Can we talk about our goat Whitebeard real quick and be like, Whitebeard, you didn't.
Oh, he
care
do
that
shit.
much.
Yeah. Because shout out to Jordan on TikTok. Shout out to him. He's to me on TikTok. He is
He just
my
got flirted
favorite
with
One
by
Piece.
an old man.
One Piece, like Whitebeard could have done something. Why you not fighting somebody else? Why you not helping? Whitebeard said, "Fuck this, I'm leaving."
Why aren't you like body pressing your boy? That way they can.
Whitebeard
fucking-
said, "I'm out of here. I'm pussy."
Nah, Whitebeard is like when you looking for that one reason to quit your job and they give it to you.
He found
and he's
it.
just like, you know what?
I'm out. I did my thing. I blocked an attack. I got the mountain. I'm gone.
I never slashed with Mugu Karigiri.
Also, bro, the fact that Marco's last name is Polo is amazing to me. I love
naturally.
that.
That's actually like a really funny joke.
I
from this
always
episode.
wondered
I was
what
like-
his name was, bro. It was just Marco the Phoenix. We never knew his last name.
Yeah,
Oda was
that being
saving it
said-
for this moment, bro. That's crazy.
Marco must really not fuck with his dad because on none of his bounty
He
pushes.
never
is
talked
ever-
about it.
And then
There's
he
no
never listed his last
Polo.
name.
No, he's Whitebeard's son, bro. He doesn't give a fuck about Graham Polo.
Now, I will say though one thing, and I think it might not be totally ruined, but
What a
one,
shitty name too, Graham. Sorry.
yeah, well, it's like hologram. Um,
Oh.
now the
He's a hologram. Oh, I see, I see, I see.
now the only thing about this that I kind of wish though is depending on when he got the devil fruit, it kind of ruins a really cool theory that I had for, which is that Marco is actually incredibly old, but he just keeps
Mm.
like occasionally he'll
Phoenixing.
burst as a phoenix.
Uh,
Yeah, but like he loses memories or
Oh,
whatever.
I actually
I
kind
mean,
of like
that
that.
still might happen. Like, as he gets old, like,
Wouldn't
he gets older.
wouldn't it be kind of funny if Polo is actually Marco's son? Like, and he's like,
Oh,
my dads were about to regenerate. You need to do something about this.
I would love that. Even though we saw Kid Marco
Yeah,
at
He's like 7 right
and he
now.
fought Rayleigh, bro. That shit was crazy. Rayleigh fought him with 2 fingers, and he was like a
No,
child.
no.
Yeah,
Wild.
I was kind of on the other side of theory wise of that. Like, I thought Marco was a slave child that Whitebeard had saved.
That he
Maybe
saved.
like maybe Kuma had like missed
I
one.
was gonna
You know what I'm
say
Mm.
saying?
if Kuma was there, a child would have been saved. But if Kuma's not there, no child gets saved.
Yeah, the real
Yeah,
hero.
It's a
and
simple
and
formula.
Hey,
and look,
no,
and this is after
Kuma was
I
the
Kuma
got
king for
Val.
me.
shout out to my guy, bro. I'm glad I kept my dragon stocks because he saved people this game. He put the gun to the people's face and said, "Get those people off the shore, or I'm blasting you." Why Garp ain't do that? Garp ain't do none of that. All right,
Well,
Jazz,
Garp
go
was
ahead.
busy.
Yeah,
To
he
be fair,
was.
at
I
that
know. I
time.
know.
Nah,
But
nah.
see,
See,
Dragon is a real
I'm gonna get into
saver.
my shit later.
Dragon is a real
Mhm.
saver and showed I'm gonna be a true Marine, and this
He
is why he
earned
leaves.
he earned the monkey name. I'll
He
give him that.
did. He did, bro. We saw
No
both
devil fruit,
monkeys.
no nothing.
Low key. I'm gonna be honest to give Garp a little praise because I know Jazz is gonna shit on him. We did see both monkeys
A little bit.
show portions of Luffy. Like when fucking Dragon was like, "Bring it on! I'm not scared of the government." Very Luffy, and when Garp does his Gatling, very Luffy. Like both of them showed throughout this flashback instances of Luffy. Dragon, when last chapter, when he thought he didn't save a child, and he was banging his head on the ground saying, I couldn't even save a child. That was Luffy right after. I couldn't even save Ace. Like the way that Oda paralleled Luffy's journey to moments throughout this flashback between Garp and Dragon, beautiful. Beautiful.
Especially post Saba
Yeah,
Odi, whenever he loses everyone
Yep.
before Kuma pops him.
That's literally
Yep.
Dragon crying about not being able to save a child. And the fact that Kuma saw that shows why Kuma has so much respect for Dragon, because this guy's crying because he couldn't save anybody. Straight up. Like, Dragon is the truth, bro. I can't wait to see how strong he is. When we see it, it's going to be incredible, bro. Dragon's that dude.
Hey man, look, I say
The
I'm
true
not gonna
monkey.
get too I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I like to see the I hope I'm using this word right, like the dichotomy of when we see what Garp values and then like when we see what Dragon values.
Juxtaposition. Yeah, the two
Whereas
different
Dragon's
stances.
still like an early Marine, but
Mhm.
he's like, okay, there's still people on this island and like it's literally going to shit. Like, why are we just off the coast and not allowing these people to come in? Whereas
Mhm.
Garp is like, oh, like if I join you, then who's gonna protect the Marines? Now, understand that that can be interpreted a lot of different ways, but the way that I see that is that even if you made sword, right? Even if you're a part of this, you also have to accept the fact that throughout these 40 years, as you are growing sword, you are also letting these
People
other
live.
bad
Yeah.
Marines run around. Now, I'm not saying that Garp should have gone out there and made the Revolutionary Army. That's Dragon's whole character, right? And I feel like at some points his sons kind of like correct Dragon like Garp's sins
100%.
in a sense. But my thing is, why is your first priority not the people? You're talking about protecting the Marines, the same Marines who were just helping out this shadow demon that you just launched at, not even knowing what the fuck it was,
let me
right?
play juxtaposition for
Well,
Garp. The idea I feel is when you say why the Marines, you still have to save the people. I think he views them as people too. I think it's like I could save the people as a Marine, but if I leave, who's gonna save them? Like it's even worse. And I feel like it's 100% after seeing that. I believe it even more so. I think he wanted to change it from the inside. I truly feel like he thought I can help people while I'm here, and I can save the Marines who I know are good, which is why look at who he put himself around. Al-Kiji, Kobe, the next generation, so he could be away from those other Marines, which is why he never wanted to be an admiral. So he didn't have to be by the corrupt. He could stay under and train. So then he had
Right.
enough people to take down the conspiracy, which is why I think he wanted his sons and his grandsons in there so they could do it together type shit.
Now,
Does that make it right? No. But
I will say, just by the way, I think God Valley is a very good parallel to the My Lai massacre in Vietnam. In part because like they have Dragon decked out kind of like he's going through the jungles of Vietnam the whole time trying to save people. Hugh Thompson was somebody who was credited with helping stop it. It was a massacre of American citizens just murdering American soldiers, murdering the hell out of a lot of Vietnamese people. And he literally took his helicopter, almost crashed the damn thing, and parked it in between like the Vietnamese civilians that were being fired upon, and put himself literally directly in the line of fire, as well as his helicopter. Now, the reason why I give that kind of background is because I think it shows that as much as that's kind of awesome that he did that or whatever, like, unless you take the next steps and become radicalized, like how Dragon will be, and he's going to get on his Che Guevara shit and make the freedom fighters, like, Garp is kind of correct in the early days of the revolution. Garp does more good trying to like make the Marines less bad and staying in there and kind of being a thumb on the scale for the Marines up into a certain point 30 years from now, whenever Dragon finally has his revolution and it's rolling. That isn't to say that Dragon ever did anything like bad or that he was fucking up or whatever, but the point is one is a short-term solution and one is a long-term solution. Garp in his prime in that era was never going to be like the long-term solution because he has different critiques, you know?
Right.
he never could be because his view of justice, I'm sure, is different than Dragon's view of justice, which in turn is probably different.
Which have we ever even? Which have we ever even?
No, Garp's no.
We don't even know his.
No, we don't. I think Oda's saving that for the conversation between them two. I really want to see young Dragon talk to Garpin when he leaves. Like, I think we need to see that. I think
it's
it has to be next chapter.
I think it's better that they didn't meet on this island. Honestly,
no, it's after. You'd have to meet after. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe whenever he's at
how,
maybe when he's at Dragon's probable execution for literally holding up an officer with a gun.
Maybe after this, honestly, before we go back to Harold and Loki, I would love to see that, bro. Like, I would love to see the Dragon and Garp conversation of like,
because even if Dragon
that boat's like, there waiting for Garp, like I hope Dragon's on that boat.
Because even if Dragon gets like absolved of
he will
the crime of like having a gun toward his captain, like obviously that would probably be because of Garp is become like the hero.
Only Garp,
but
like, and I think he might still get. I think he still might get a brand because he doesn't have it yet.
Right.
Oh, the tattoo. That may be where that comes from. So he might get a scar. Yeah, and he covered it with that thing.
So my thing is like, this is absolutely gonna make or break Garp's character for me. And like, I mean, I still like Garp, don't get me wrong, but like how I kind of view him like morally as a character, it's like, imagine he hasn't seen the papers yet or whatever. Dragon goes up to Garp and he's just like, did you know that they were having this hunting game? If Garp, it depends on if Garp tells the truth or not. And I mean, he will.
Well, he didn't know the context.
He didn't know. Yeah, he thought he was going there to arrest Roger, like 100%. Right. He did not expect to see.
He literally thought it was like a field trip.
Yeah,
and that's like a little lame. But to be fair, who the fuck would think it was anything other than a rich bougie field trip?
And to give him just a little bit, when he saw it, he was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, he was not cool with it.
And he immediately went to punch fucking Saturn.
Like,
yeah, he did. He was. Yeah. He tried. I'll give him that. Like,
so look,
he thought he killed a celestial dragon.
He did.
So look, my slander of Garp,
or at least he hoped he did.
Has gone.
Well, that's what I'm
my
saying.
Slander of Garp has gone down, but like,
sure.
my curiosity of the character has peaked. Now, does Garp get slandered as much as Sengoku? No, Sengoku's my prime.
Oh yeah, Sengoku looks bad. Sengoku looks even worse because I think he knew.
So much for reigning justice.
I think he knew, but to give him a little bit because of he knew, and I think Garp's gonna confront him. I think Sengoku is the one who makes sword because of him, his guilt, because of the conversation that him and Garp have, because he sent Garp into this bullshit. Only way for
Sengoku to redeem his character,
Is
Like
he start sword?
I
I think it's confirmed. Like Jazz, I 100% believe he starts it now because I don't think Garp does.
because that would make sense if he's like, especially like if he
It's
was
him
raising
repenting.
Rosinante too
Yeah,
at
bro.
that
Like,
Mhm.
like
so
this is the way Sengoku can repent because into Versen's point about how Garp's plan was never a long-term solution, I feel like Sengoku is the second part of Garp's plan. Sengoku starts sword because he that's the only way they can take him down. That's the only way.
but
And like,
my only reason why I don't think he would, and now I'm not saying he would never, but the only reason why I don't think that he would be like the founder of it, like it might be him and Garp, is because I always go back to that scene where he was talking to Saul and he was just like, bro, don't ask no fucking questions, like obey orders as they're about to
but
like,
see, I feel like that's to keep cover. I feel like that's a
damn.
Yeah,
like I
I
feel like that's
imagine
a you
once a
you
Buster call happens, everyone
he
has a
can't
black
do
screen.
anything about it. Yeah, I feel like it's like
Mhm.
a to make sword be effective to really rebel when the time is right. You can't show any form of like I am planning this type shit. You know, you can't.
Also,
You got to stay steadfast.
for
I
the
feel like every
record,
time we no go
I
ahead.
was I was just gonna say Ohara is a notable moment for almost everyone in the series that
True,
knows anything about anything. It's very
Yeah.
possible that Sengoku was kind of wishy-washy,
and
and
that
he
was
was
the
like,
turn. Facts.
yeah, because
Facts.
it was a big turn for Dragon 2 because that's when he levels up from Freedom Fighter to like, oh no,
Revolutionary.
it's
Hmm.
like we were kind of playing around, we were doing cool stuff with the boys. Now it's like, no, we need to like
True.
they destroyed the knowledge
Yeah.
of the world and we have to do
Like,
something.
and to add on to that, and then I'll let you go, Jazz.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
Garp's conversation with him knowing this, the fact that Sengoku said anybody who looks into this, they usually throw them away. Like Versen
Mhm.
said, I'm glad you said the horror part because when you said that, it made me remember the phone call that Sengoku had about the Marine who started to question things about them getting them away, which adds to the point that I was saying about why he didn't act because of the Ohara thing. They probably were thinking of Sword. Sengoku's not an admiral yet, or not the fleet admiral. Ohara happens, he gets power, then he makes Sword. Sword, like Ohara is the okay, we definitely got to do it because nothing, it won't change unless we do it, you know, type shit.
Oh,
I feel like every time we talk about the Marines, it feels like I forgot what the name of the theory is. Or it's like, the trolley theory to where it's like, would you rather have the trolley go up and then kill this woman, or
Oh
would you have it
yeah,
go down and kill these five people? Like
yeah,
I feel like that's every single time we talk about the Marines. And
it's
understand that
100%.
I wouldn't be as critical of the Marines if they didn't wear justice on their back. I think a lot of times
mhm.
when I do talk about the Marines, people always bring up the straw hats, or like they bring up on how well, Marines are there to help people from the pirates that you think are good. And it's like, I don't think I've ever like the straw hats are the anomaly when
Yeah,
we're
they're the
talking
only
about
Mhm.
good
pirates.
pirates.
So it's
Yeah.
like
Like
I
they
am
show up to God Valley, they actually give a shit.
Yeah,
right.
Roger did not give a shit.
And it's
like
like I'm not
Law's not a
looking
good pirate.
for
On his hand is death, bro. He's giving people
like
death.
I'm not looking for morality in pirates because I understand what pirates are. But
Mhm.
I will
You're talking about the
always
hypocrisy of them.
like
Like,
I will
don't wear
always
justice
be
on your
more
back. Mhm.
critical. Yeah, it's like it's the same way, and I'm sorry I got to do this real life shit, but it's the same way that it's the same way how I feel about people who are always coming to the defense of the police, where they have protect and serve on them, but then they
Mhm.
go out and they slaughter people who are
Mhm.
Innocent
innocent
people,
and shit.
yeah,
It's the
facts.
same. It's the same concept. The only difference is one is real and one is fictional. I
True.
could be way more critical of the thing that's fictional because there's more
Mhm.
nuances within it. But now, if I'm
See,
talking to a real life person about it, then you gonna get heated off the fact because they're supposed to protect and serve us. You think
There's
that that's supposed to be happening,
there's
but
no
that's not happening.
nuances in real life. Like
see
real
There's
life,
now
no
that shit.
now
nuances in real life,
Yeah,
man.
I was
no.
gonna say I give like Garp and all of them so much more credit because I think at the end of the story, even at Garp's
They're gonna
old age,
change.
he
Yeah.
can still do some shit.
Hmm.
The institutions that affect us in our world, I'm like, there is no change. We literally need to just get something totally different. 200 years plus of, you know, One Piece is a long story. It's not as long as the institution of policing in this country, and it doesn't have the same origins. You
And
know what
it's
I'm
not
saying?
even like the we can leave that alone
But
because
yeah,
that's a
Yeah, you
you
but I
see,
can
did
I was
go
want
trying
on.
to
to
stay. I was trying to stay away from the real life,
Yeah,
from the real life
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I had to
well,
get my point
well,
across.
let's leave that.
I did want to mention one thing though, unrelated to that though. Um, Yeah, like O'Hara being like a special incident. I would also just point out, which I thought was interesting. I think Tekking pointed this out. The O'Hara incident gets covered up by like CP6.
And
O'Hara gets covered up by something even higher, and it's rank like your rank, except for zero, which is obviously more like a 10, determines just how much they give a fuck about it. Even in the Marines, they didn't give that much of a shit of the destruction of six. It was still hidden. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
But like
Hmm.
O'Hara is meant to be a much more important thing because like they don't even have like they can't
they
there was
couldn't
no way to
hide that.
propaganda there's no way to propagandize it as well as
Yeah.
being like and then the hero of the Marines took down fucking rocks. It was like, oh yeah, no, they were
Those
like
were
secret heretics or whatever.
librarians.
And
Yeah, like
yeah,
that shit didn't work, bro.
there was
There
no
was
fight.
there
It
was no
just
rocks.
murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there was
Yeah.
no one to take the fall for that. Like that had to be shown. So it was like, okay, it's different from that shit. This shit they could hide. It was like, well, Garp saw it, few Marines saw it. Is it real? Sengoku believes it's real because he trusts Garp, but does other people believe it's real?
And also, we get to now see once we eventually come back to it and probably post Elbath, we're gonna see the same thing happen with Egghead, but even more because people
Oh
actually like
yeah,
Vegapunk. Because like maybe if you're in the know, you know about the Scholars of O'Hara, but Vegapunk went from the guy
broadcasted
who gave
this.
you everything and broadcasted it to like, oh yeah, Vegapunk was gonna make a nuke or whatever, and people are like, what the fuck is that?
And he
Also, why
told
are
the
you lying
world
to
that we're
us?
sinking.
Right.
Like yes, like
You
honestly,
can't change the subject.
God Valid is incident one. It's like, okay, we can hide this, but the people in the know, it's bubbling. Shit's getting realer. O'Hara's like, oh no, this shit is known. The people in the know are like, nah, this shit's real. But the public is like, damn, it sucks for them, but like, we're still living. The egghead is like, oh, for the people in it, it's like, oh, it's go time, final war time. For the people that are civilians, are like, oh, this shit's real. Oh my gosh. So like,
And
yeah.
and you can almost see it with the War of the Best, the Paramount War, where like a lot of people were going either way on it. But
Mm-hmm.
because it was a fucking pirate and it was one that was legendary and so feared, I think
Facts.
a lot of them went the other way. But then 2 years later, they're like, "You guys just fucking did this."
Mm-hmm.
So like, no, we don't believe it.
Yeah, they can't propagandize anything about Vegapunk. Like you can't, like at all. They saw it for their own eyes, which is
Yeah,
wild.
especially like if the guy that literally brought electricity to your island that has
Mhm.
been cold for your whole life, I would be more susceptible to believe the genius who helped out us rather than the government that he's like, nah. But then it also kind of goes back to that thing to where a lot of the stuff I could be saying today is wrong because in Vegapunk's thing, he's like, I can't necessarily say whether these people were good or bad. I feel like when we go and we get like the true history of the world, it's not going
Mhm.
to be as black and white. I feel like at some point, and this is just me putting my faith in Oda as a writer, obviously, as I've been reading his story for so long, or not even that long, like 5, 6 years, but I think that it's gonna be hard for us to determine who was right or who was wrong. Like I think it's gonna be very much like in the middle. I mean, like based off the stuff like we know now, it's like you could definitely be like, oh well, Emu's just a fucking piece of shit. There might be some shit that we don't know with Joy
I
Boy and
Yeah,
mean,
Davy.
I
Davy
think
might
it'll
have
be
been a fuck.
messy, but I don't know, man. Joey Boy, I think might just be the guy.
I think Joy Boy's gonna be good, and I think Davy's gonna be a fuck, and I think it's gonna be like a choice type situation.
Yeah. I don't
Like
know if I don't know if Davey's gonna be a fuck, but I do think it is gonna be
he's
like
not gonna be good. I don't think. Like
yeah.
yeah, like I don't see him be like the
You don't think
only
he might
good
not
one.
be the first Domi reverse eye victim?
I think he could be. I think he definitely could be. But I think it's gonna be more like I feel like he gets Domi Reversi because I feel like he might have betrayed somebody. Like I
Mhm.
feel like it's gonna be Emu's a fuck, Davy's a fuck, and Joy Boy's kind of the only like true blue guy, which is why he apologized. I feel to the fisherman.
Mhm.
Davy also might be a
Joy
fisherman.
Boy's
I can see Davy
Joy
being a
Boy's like
fisherman.
the Joy Boy's like the bystander, like when you go out with your boys and then like your other two homeboys is like scaring the hoes and you just there
Yeah,
trying to
and
vibe.
you're just
Like
trying
I
to
feel like
chill.
I like you know what I'm saying? Emu and Davy was like scaring Lily and then Lily went to Joy Boy and then they both mad at Joy Boy because Lily went to him.
Also, I
Look, so you
But
just
loved.
but at the same time, if we're using your analogy, Lily probably is also mad because it's like, oh wait, so you hang out with these guys? Because I don't think Lily actually even gave Joy Boy anything. So because Joy Boy's entire story was just like, I was too much of a good dude or whatever. I trusted the wrong people and I lost. Don't do that shit again. Do not trust the fakes.
I will
You will
say
just get
this
fucked
though,
over.
in terms of the chapter before we finish up, because I want us to do a separate video on joy on Davy theories and how they tie, because we could talk about that for a while. But I will say, I love seeing Roger cry and wipe his eyes and like
Mhm.
this shit really hurt him, and then seeing the counter of Garp being like, "No, bro, we gotta end this. This is a task." It makes sense why Garp was at. He's this stoic, but it makes sense why, even though as sad as he was about Ace, why he didn't pull the trigger and help Ace. Like that's who he is, bro. Like that was the most he was ready to turn. He would have turned on them if Sengoku doesn't push his head into the ground because of how much he loved that kid, but how much he loved Roger too. Which also
Yeah.
makes me be like, doubly Blackbeard, why did you do what you did? Whitebeard loved your dad, bro. You're a fuck.
I just don't
And
think he has the full story. Like it has to be
His
because
mom
he's
had to do
nice.
be that. You know how they say moms talk shit when your parents are divorced? The mom talks shit on the dad, and then the child finds out years later that his dad was cool. I feel like
oh, you mean
Blackbeard's
the entire
mom
concept of chromacopia? Yes.
Blackbeard's mom was probably talking major shit on Whitebeard, bro. It was like Whitebeard's the reason why your dad died.
God.
I can see it. I can see it, bro.
You know what? That could be the
Hold on
case
though.
too.
What
Either
if
that or
Blackbeard
like
was just a badass little kid and he didn't listen to his mama and he didn't have a daddy to listen to either, and he's just a
It's just a
little
fuck.
dick?
He could. That's why I said it's even worse. He's just a fuck. But Jazz brought up he didn't know the
also
whole
Some
story,
kids are
so
just
that's
fucking
why.
bad.
you know
That's why I said the mom thing.
it's also like another thing. Like I was listening, and this was like more so like of the previous chapter, not of this one, but it's more so of like, especially with the last chapter, it seems like Eris knew more because Rox was like, maybe pillow talking her, being like,
Probably talking.
I
Yeah, for
want to
sure.
fight. You know what I'm saying? I need these two rare devil fruits.
Or
You
the
know what I'm
Davy
saying? Like I
Clan
need to,
taught him, because she was
Mhm.
yeah.
with Rox's family for so long.
So, so what I'm imagining is that, obviously Eris grew Blackbeard to be like, hey, do what you got to do to survive, and like these things might help, or like maybe she like taught him things,
Nah,
like
she definitely. I feel like she
maybe
told him a
even
lot of
Eris,
shit.
maybe even Eris taught Blackbeard on like how to extract devil fruits from people, or like that's a stretch, but or like
Maybe
how
that is
he
just a
can.
Davy ability.
That might be. And do you think, hypothetically, hypothetically, do you think Eris was like, yes, you're like the prophesized child because you can have two devil fruits,
Mhm.
seek out this devil fruit and then this one, but then
Yeah, being like, yo, daddy
maybe
wanted these
Blackbeard's
two or these
changed.
three devil fruits or whatever.
Yeah, maybe his plans changed because he was like, okay, maybe I can't have a Zoan and then this because they're literally going to blow up my body,
No, see,
but
I
I
feel
can
like his
have a
plans
Logia
changed
and a
because they
Paramecium.
captured Eris and Blackbeard. Like that's why I feel like his plans changed.
Nah, I believe Kuma locked it in. But I do want to say one thing though. If Domi Reverse Sight is an ability, which these two idiots speculated that it might be, although they could also just be stupid because it's Roger and Garp. I could also see Eris like really in her grief raising Blackbeard to think like devil fruits are the be all end all because that's what killed the strongest man she'd ever met, and she's just like
Mhm.
devil fruits, man. Make whatever contract you have to. These are the two best ones to get. But like devil fruits, like control the world. It is going to be a devil fruit that's going to kill the man that killed your father. And she'll probably be right because it's going to end up being Luffy with the Nika fruit with hockey, of course, as well. I won't completely disregard hockey, but like I don't know because like Blackbeard's entire crew is obsessed with these things, and I think it might have been something she got in him in an early age. She might have only ever bought him one book, and it was that fucking devil fruit encyclopedia.
Bro, I definitely think she brainwashed that kid, bro. Like, I definitely think that mom
Man,
brainwashed
man,
that
Lynn
kid.
loves blaming a woman, but
No, bro. Why, bro? Why?
That's insane.
Why can't we just see what's there? His mom, he's with his mom. Then he gets with
for
Whitebeard.
now,
Well, it wasn't Whitebeard.
Lynn,
Shit.
Lynn, I don't know about you, but I love my mom, man.
I
I would
love
never put
my
that
mom
on my
too. My
mama.
mom's my favoriteest woman in the world. But I'm going by facts. This, for what we know right now, for me to theorize, Blackbeard is with one person, his mama. So who else could have taught him some crazy shit
I
but
will
her?
say Eris is also the goddess of discord and chaos and shit. So
See? He's an
maybe she went off the fucking deep end after.
Look who's just being too
So
to
this
not
is
trying to.
so Versen.
Versen just wants to blame men.
So look,
That's
Versen
all
might
Versen
Versen might
That's
have
wants.
been
fine. I'll blame
Versen.
men all goddamn day.
Versen
You might
is an
have been
anti
on.
man.
You might have been on with that comparison to Tyler the Creator because Blackbeard might be Tyler and the Blackbeard Pirates might just be
Damn.
Odd Future.
Facts. next. And Aokiji's
God,
Earl. He's gonna leave. Or Frank Ocean. No, Aokiji's Frank Ocean.
Aokiji's never gonna drop an album again.
Aokiji is Frank Ocean, and fucking you could say Shiryu is fucking Earl. He came from Impel Down. That nigga was out of here.
Damn.
Oh my god. They gonna have a chapter.
Please, Jazz, you have to stop. I'll
Shiryu
become
is
a
popping
Blackbeard
first.
fan. I can't do this.
Blackbeard sucks.
It all depends. I just feel like at this point, Blackbeard might not even care about his daddy. He's just like, nigga, I'm doing my own shit.
That's
like,
horrible though, bro. The fact that we know about that makes Blackbeard look bad. That man's Whitebeard sacrificed a lot to be there. Shit.
Hey, look, Blackbeard just might not like Europeans.
Fair.
None of these people are European though, so I'm not gonna.
Now let me ask.
I'm not
gonna put it down. Them niggas are One Pieceian. We don't even know what the Earth's called.
I mean, there is at least one country called Burgerton or whatever. That's what America is.
So he might be Burgertinians, Burtonese. We'll see.
I be confused. Do they have black? So like, look, you know, you got like completely derailed, but you know how like you got Lunarians and like they look black, but then like you got black people.
Mm-hmm. That tell you they don't have the American standard of race.
Yeah, listen,
I would be going around One Piece like
Lunarians.
Hey, I would be going around the One Piece being like the like the Israelites on the corner being like, we was Lunarians.
You bad. This nigga bad.
They don't want you to know that we used to be up on Mary's show.
We're gonna end this chapter before we get derailed even more. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
up there.
This was a great chapter.
Put us down here.
I started with the V-Man Jazz. Tell the people where they can follow you on social media.
Oh my god, I can't see. We know Fishman, we know Larian.
Oh my god. You can follow me on Instagram, Jazzy Boy. You can follow me on Twitter, Real Jazzy Boy. You can follow me on TikTok, Cordell D.
All right, V-Man, tell the people where they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, if you want to know the real history, come follow me at Versen the Vassal on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. I'm going to start going out into the community or whatever and trying to do like a food drive. So.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you're going to go out in the community and preach we were Lunarians.
No, that wouldn't be appropriate for me, but if Jazz wants to, I'll support it.
I will not. Just better not do that shit, bro. We was kangs. We was kangs.
We was minks.
We was minks. Oh my god.
He was the real minks.
Yeah, listen, Jazz, I'm telling you, me no Fishman.
Oh my gosh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me at LimBFT. Follow the guys. Y'all make sure you can follow us at BrosWhoThink. Be sure to check out the next chapter. If we're going on break, if there is a break week, which I believe there is.
I believe there is, yeah.
So since there's a break week, the next video we will do is theories. We'll spend the whole time talking about Davy theories, Joy Boy, Emu, their connections. What could Davy's promise be? Is it tied to Joy Boy's promise? Are they two separate promises? We're going to talk about all that on the next video since there's a break. But until then, y'all have a good one and peace.